And apparently a couple, I don't know which kids, but some kids that he was watching, some of us, climbed down the roof out a window, and he always woke up with Band-Aids, makeup, his hair done, or tied to the chair. We were evil. I mean, it's a lot of us, most of us still are evil. Someone just hide it better, Jackie. So, look at those eyes. Bright blue-green eyes. And let me tell you, when I would point them out to him, pissed him off. So I purposely pointed them out all at a time. Oh, Jordan, you have such pretty eyes. Shut the fuck up. No. I'll show this picture, and then I have one more picture, and then I think I'm done for the night. But Hunter's Halloween costume. Yeah, Hunter's Halloween costume. But okay. And then this is Fallon over here. This is Elisa, who, when they were playing softball and they were away for a tournament, pretty sure she's the one that got his sweaty balls to her face. Yeah. And this is her sister, Nicole, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Nicole. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So, the point of this video is he looked really happy in all of those pictures, but apparently he was not fully. And that's what suicide looks like. Suicide looks like happiness. Well, not suicide, Jesus fucking Christ. Depression disguises itself as happiness. Suicidal, not suicide. Suicidal can just, oh my God. Disguise, there's the word. Can disguise itself as happiness. I mean, he had all these people who loved him. I mean, way more than I even have pictures of. All these people who loved him. All these people were there for them. He just started a business. He had so much going for him. And then one night, something just snapped. And now he's gone. And a lot of people, after he died, would say stuff like, oh, I'm here for you to talk to, or here's the suicide helpline to call, and blah, blah, blah. In order to be there for someone to talk to, you need to try to understand. You need to listen. And someone they know is better than a suicide hotline, because that person knows them personally. Like, they know them. So they could probably help them better than someone who doesn't know them. Because someone who doesn't know them would just, like, hear the suicidal part. They wouldn't know everything. And when someone is feeling that way, it's best to have someone who knows their life story, who knows a lot about them, so then, like, they can use that, so they can tell if something's really wrong. Like I said, there were no major signs. There was just little ones that I wish I would have noticed, but I didn't. Nobody did. Until after he was gone. Then it's like, yeah, that probably should have clicked. But it didn't for anyone. The day he did it, I was going to work, and Ben and his mom had the kids. And I just had a bad feeling that something bad was gonna happen. So I told them, like, if you guys go to the park, make sure you watch the kids, make sure nothing happens to them, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we'll be fine. Okay. The day before Jordan passed away, my grandma fell and broke her hip, and she was in the hospital. So when I left work that night, I went to Ben's grandma's to get some clothes for Brighton that I had to look through, and I look at my phone because I was charging in the vehicle, and I had, like, shit ton of missed calls from Ben. So I call him back, and I was like, hey, sorry, I was talking to Grandma, blah, blah, blah. and he told me to turn around and go there and stay there. And I knew something bad happened, and I started screaming, what happened with my kids? He said, it's not the kids. I said, then what's wrong? He didn't say it, and then I was like, okay, so if it's not my kids, it must. I was like, what's wrong with my family? And he said, just go to grandma's, I'm coming to get you. It's like, okay, hung up, called my dad, and he waited till I got in the driveway parked, and he's like, are you parked? And I said yes. And he goes, Jordan hurt himself. Heart dropped. I was freaking out. And one of the paramedics could hear me freaking out because she asked my dad for the phone, and she tried to calm me down. At this point, I didn't know that he was gone. And they told me to give the phone to Ben's grandma, so I did. And she took my keys. She made sure I stayed there. No one had any idea what was going on. About a half hour later, I was just sick of waiting. So I called my dad. And I was like, Dad, is Jordan gonna be okay? He said, I don't know. And I said, Dad, what is going on? Is Jordan going to be okay? And after about 10 times of him asking me that, he goes, he said, Jenna, I think in your heart you already know the answer to that. And that is the day, that was the exact moment in time that I just fucking broke. In your heart, you already know the answer to that. My heart shattered. And didn't just break, it shattered. Like, here is my favorite person in the whole world. One of my heroes, my first best friend, my motivation that got me through the academy. And all of a sudden he was gone. I fucking fell to my knees and I just started screaming and crying. I'm begging it to be a lie. How do you prepare yourself for that? Sorry, my kids. And I got up and I punched my car twice, dented it, and then fell to my knees again. And one of the worst things was Ben's aunt and his cousin were there, and it wasn't even a year before that they lost Sam. Her son, his older brother, so they had to watch me go through and feel what they felt. It's like watching, I mean, his cousin who lost his older brother, had to sit there and watch me scream because I just lost my older brother, and he was only 12, I think, at the time. And I feel so bad that he had to see that. That they had to see that, they had to hear that. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't stand. I didn't think I'd be able to live. I mean, he would have been 28 on the 5th, and I'm gonna be 27 October 25th. And I've thought about, in some of my darkest days, even though I have 2 kids, I have a husband, I have a family, I have friends who just love me, which Jordan had too. Because I've battled with mental illness, and I've attempted suicide multiple times when I was younger, but I was thinking, seriously contemplating on doing the math about how old Jordan was when he died. And doing it myself, just one day younger than he was when he did it, so I was never older than him. About my mom, my family. They had already lost one person. My mom and dad already lost a son. My brother's already lost a sibling. The only thing keeping me here is because I don't want to put them through that again. Because I saw how much they hurt, and I'm not going to do that to them again. No matter how bad I want to sometimes, I'm never going to put them through that again, because losing one kid to suicide is bad enough. Losing two kids is a fucking nightmare, especially if they were both to suicide. Because when someone you love does that, you sit there and you're just like, why? Why wasn't I good enough? Why couldn't I help? Where did I go wrong? You just feel inadequate, like you weren't enough to save them. And it's not that you weren't, it's just their demons were stronger. Their demons in their head were stronger than the love they had in their life. The day of the funeral, I was fine. I wasn't fine, but I was surviving. I was walking up to the church just fine. The second I stepped through those doors and I remembered why I was there, something just took all the breath from my fucking chest. Love my brother. I love my older brother so much. We did so much together. We were there for each other. I just wasn't there enough this time. Brighton's never going to really get to know him. Mitchell's never going to really get to know him. I'm glad they got to meet him, but they're never really going to get to know him. But I think that's where I'm going to leave this for now.